Ernie!
¿Qué pasó?
Man, there's so many places I want to go with you. I just want to, first of all, start off, thank you for joining us today.
Thank
This
you.
is About Time. We got 2 television shows in the city of Atlanta, community access, as well as the internet as well.
Okay, and your name again?
O.
With the O.
O is O-R-A-L, oral.
Oh, oral, but you say O.
I say O-Ra-L.
O-Ra-L.
My daddy named me after Oral Roberts, but because of my studying, I was able to pronounce and find out what the O, the omnipresent, the first sound known to me, the Ra, sun god of Egypt, and also the L, the source. So reading from right to left, that's the source of God vibrating.
That's right.
And the G-I-V-N is Jivan,
Okay.
which is Hindu for the eternal soul. Okay, so about me now. Tell me about you. Tell me about you.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, shucks, man, you the man. You was the one that was on the screen today. First of all, tell us your name.
My name is Ernest Dunkley.
Okay.
And in Yoruba, my priest name in Ifa is Oni or Moakbasa,
Yes, sir.
which means Oni is like the one, like the man, the one that is.
We already said that before you even told us. So how we know? It's like spirit, right? Where you from?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York. My mama's from Trinidad, my father's from Jamaica.
Wow, I just did a Trinidad Jamaican restaurant on Cascade. We gotta do something there. You from Atlanta?
Now I am.
How long you been here?
Officially about 7 years.
I'm just trying to get all the particulars that y'all know this brother's legitimate, really. He's just not flying in, because what he about to tell you, it's gonna take you like maybe 6,000 years back.
At least.
At least 6,000 years back. Now, what do you do for a living? Let's get on.
For a living, my biggest claim to fame is a filmmaker and a videographer.
What? What you got out there? The Matrix?
Well, I'm working with the Matrix now, but
no.
no, I did the majority of my work was done in Africa. I've lived in Lagos about 18 years in Nigeria.
Wow.
And that's where I was introduced to Ifa.
Okay.
I went over there as a filmmaker to teach news gathering and documentary skills to the Nigerian Television Authority, because the Nigerians have the largest network system in a black country in the world.
Wait, hold that thought. Andrew Young, is this network still going on over there?
Anything Andy put together probably is.
Okay.
It probably is.
All right.
They're going strong over Nigeria as vis-a-vis all the movies that you see coming over here now.
Really?
Yeah, that whole African movie thing. You haven't been hit by that blitz yet?
No.
Man, it's a big thing up around New York and Philly and all of that. But they're the second largest or third largest filmmakers in the world now. They're making like 500 films a year. They're making more, right, like that.
So where we at?
That's what I'm wondering, man. The brothers asleep.
No, you just waking us up. Here we at.
Brothers asleep.
Okay.
They making these movies and they distributing it themselves. They used the pirates, the brothers that were doing all the stealing all the material. Since they knew where to sell it, they started backing the movies and producing local guys, putting their stuff out there because they have the avenue.
So what kind of movies they making?
Oh, they're making comedies, they're making horrors. Anything that you see happen here, they make a Nigerian version.
Ernie, tell me what you doing though.
What am I doing? I'm doing Ifa. Okay. I'm doing voodoo. Voodoo, man. Voodoo is hot.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Voodoo is hot.
Ifa was introduced to me a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And the young lady brought it to me, and I was fortunate enough to encounter you today.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the living audience, I want you to know that this is very special to me.
Okay.
Okay? Ifa means what?
Ifa means the wisdom of nature, the way that nature teaches. It's the way that nature is put together to be real. The closest thing I've seen to the explanation of what Ifa is, it's the Matrix. It is the Matrix. It is the old original Matrix. And all of that stuff that you see in the Matrix in the movie, in Ifa, it's real like that.
But you know what? It was a lady that was supposed to have written it the matrix that was a sister.
I'm certain that it was.
And she sued him and won.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and I'm glad for her.
So I need to take a look at the matrix again. Why is the matrix so connected to Ifa?
Because the matrix was about the way in which reality is really put together, their reality. And Ifa is really the way the laws of the world, the energies and everything are really happening. It's like the way the river is flowing, why the river flows the way it does, why the atom is the way it is, why you feel the way you do about women, why you need to teach children this way, why you need to wash that. All of that is all in Ifa.
And Ifa has a certain book of doctrines that teaches us?
Yeah, the 256 verses. 16 times 16. Is my math right? 256?
Bro, I'm not even going to try to mess with that. I'm going to just leave that up to you. Now,
yeah.
What do they call this book?
It's called Ifa.
Wow. So where and how does one become acquainted with the 16 times 16 verses how things naturally put together?
Yeah, you might find the books in the bookstores. There are many, many books, but if you start searching bookstores, if you go on the internet and type in Ifa, stuff will start jumping up at you and you can start reading.
I did. I mean, like I said, I was introduced to it, and ever since things been jumping at me.
Jumping at you.
So, I mean, spiritually, obviously, there's something in it that I'm learning from it.
Oh, you should learn from it. Ifa is everything that's around us. It's like to go to it directly and learn is wonderful because now you really know where the information came from. Ifa, they don't know how old Ifa is. People will tell you, oh, it's just a few hundred years old, maybe 1,000 years old, but they're finding it all the way in the tombs of Pharaoh. The Buddhists have it into their system. The Chinese have it into their system. But the strongest system surviving is the system that's surviving now with the Yorubas in West Africa. And it's not only the Yoruba that come under this system that are born from this. The voodoo comes from this. And how I knew that they came from this is that when I was talking to them, they said, oh, our father came down to Ife from heaven. I said, your father came from Ife. I said, who's your father? They said, Dombala. I said, but you call him Obatala. And then as I turned and listened and learned more, I learned that these are my brothers. They worship the same God that I do. It's just that they do it in a slightly different way, and I'm gonna get into that in a moment. I feel that Ifa is probably one of the oldest religions, and from it you get religions like the Hebrews, the Christians, Islam. All of these are the children of Ifa. And if you read the verses of Ifa, which are 258, you will find the story of Christianity in there. You will find the story of the birth of Islam in there. You will find Chinese, the birth of that. They say that Orumila, who is the head priest of Ifa, which is another way of saying the Ifa coming to earth as a person, it took the name of Orumila. And Orumila went from 7 reincarnations. In Ifa, there's reincarnations 7 times before you stop dying and returning to earth. Your whole thing in Ifa, everyone lives in heaven. It starts in heaven and trying to get to earth, and the whole story is about, everything is in heaven in Ifa. The animals are in heaven, the trees are in heaven, people are in heaven, the saints and the angels are in heaven. There is no devil in Ifa, or there is no devil. If there's a devil that's in you, it's that part of you that refuses to behave. That is where the devil comes in. And the representation of this is the one that they call the trickster. That being that will allow you to be what you want to be.